That is awesome, dude. Look how red he is. That's real animal style right there.
Look at that.
That is a day maker, baby. Oh, look at that. Today's Real Animals adventure has me back at the beautiful plantation on Crystal River, Florida, fishing with my good friend, Captain Clay Scheidler. It's a little early in the year, but because water temps are coming down, Clay thinks that we can get the grouper fired up today. I'm not one to question Clay. I've been here many, many times with this phenomenal captain, and we always seem to get on the fish, so it's grouper fishing that we're gonna do. Hey gang, today I'm back at the beautiful plantation on Crystal River, Florida. The main man up here, Captain Clay Scheidler. What you thinking, bro?
I think we're gonna go out and target some gags this morning. We've got a beautiful morning, and you know, late September, the fish are starting to move inshore a little bit. It's been a lot of fun the past couple days. There's a good chance we'll come in and try to catch some redfish late in the morning.
Nice.
Should be a nice, quick, fun day.
Beautiful, beautiful weather. Can't wait to see what God's got in store for us. What you got, dog?
I've got the first bite of the day.
I see a bent rod. I'm not surprised. You didn't do a lot of grunting, crazy grunting on that one.
No, he's not exactly a world-class fish, but a bunch of jacks followed him up.
It's not a bad first gag, though.
As you can see, Mike, that circle hook got him right in the corner of the jaw.
That's why I love them.
I tell you what, owner does make some really good hooks.
They really do. Nice and strong, a lot of versatility in their brand.
And you can see these grouper really survived catch and release well. If you look right here, you can see he's got this little knob in the corner. That's where he was hooked with another circle hook previously. And of course, because he's undersized, he was let go. And we got a chance to catch him today.
You know, Captain Clay Scheidler is really a special guy. He's just 26 years old. But he's very accomplished in the guide business here in West Central Florida. He's just done a great job building his business. He's a super fishy guy who pays attention to the details, just about everything about fishing, the inshore, the offshore, the stuff that he does down in the Florida Keys. He's really, really dialed into every little thing that's going on. The bait situation, the water temp, the wind directions, water clarity, all of those things. And it makes him a pretty special cat when it comes to running these trips. What do you think is the best bait for this? You're grouper fishing these rock piles out here. I mean, is pinfish always the way to go?
Pinfish is a good, solid day-to-day bait. You know, we use a lot of different stuff. I use a lot of frozen thread fins a lot of times, especially when it gets colder. I'll switch over to dead bait, just depending on how the fish are acting. But as a solid go-to day in and day out, pinfish are a good one. You can pick them up at most of your local shops around here. You know, Pete Spirit carries them, and along with some of the places down in Homosassa as well. You know, there's a good supply of them, and that's always the thing. You know, you never want to really get caught in that situation where your best bait is the one that you can never get.
Right. One of the things that Gag Grouper normally do in the summer months when that water temp pushes 90 degrees and things get really warm inshore, Gag Grouper tend to run offshore. They go out really, really deep. You know, some of the best Gag Grouper fishing that we have on the west coast of Florida in the summer warm months is sometimes in 130, 140, 160 foot of water. But as that water temp cools, those fish tend to move inshore, and our shallow water bite gets much better, and there's nowhere that it gets any better than it does here in Crystal River. You don't like the cute ones, huh?
Hey, they're all fun.
They are all fun.
That's really the big part of this. So many people get so caught up in, I'm going grouper fishing and I got to kill a limit. And they kind of miss out on the fun part of it. You know, it's not just a short, it's a good fighting fun fish.
Yeah, no doubt. I agree. You know, one of my favorite things about coming back here to the plantation on Crystal River is that the estuary just never seems to fail us. It's always something different. You know, it's pretty warm. It's just really just starting to turn into fall. The water temps are just now starting to come down, still 80 to 85 degrees. So they're still kind of warm. They're turning in the right direction for fall, but you know, this estuary is so set up perfectly for Gag Grouper. The rock piles, the bottom, the amounts of bait, the pinfish here really lend itself to the perfect estuary for Gag Grouper. I've never, in all of my fishing and all of my travels, been anywhere that the Gag Grouper fishing is any better than it is here out of Crystal River. Have you ever fished any of these shallow rock piles with the topwater plugs?
You know, we have, Mike, and for years everybody kind of always assumed that grouper were bottom feeders, which they are. They live on the bottom, but at the same time, I guess the first time I ever saw grouper hit stuff on top was, oh, there you go. I was probably 14, 15 years old, and a school of bait went across the rock, and the Gags literally just demolished it. They were slinging bait all over the place.
Really?
It was really a wild, crazy thing to see. And it's like a good fish there, man.
Feels like a good fish. Yeah, he's all right.
That was the first time I ever saw it myself.
Not as big as I thought he was, but he's all right. I do like that circle hook in the corner of the mouth every time. That's why we use them. They're so pretty. Look at that color.
They are.
Right to the bottom. Oh boy, clay dog.
Glad to see you catch one, Mike.
Yeah, me too. I was ready to get that funk off me. You know, one of my favorite things about fishing with Captain Clay Scheidler is, you know, the man just, he doesn't take himself too serious. He's always about having a good time, which is what you're looking for in a good charter captain, because on most days, the fish don't chew all day when you're on the water. So it's really important that your charter captain of choice have a great personality. Very little guy. Sandwich. Grouper sandwich.
Smaller than your foot. Then again,
yeah, I was gonna say, come on.
Most keeper trout.
You know, Clay loves a good laugh. He's got a very funny way of looking at some things, and it comes across that way. He's lighthearted, very professional, really, really good at what he does, and just a super fun guy to fish with. And I can't tell you how blessed I feel every time I come here and get to spend some time with this kid. Oh, get him, get him, get him, get him. Oh, 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 oh. Uh-oh.
You wanted to be meaner.
Yeah, he did. He was trying to be.
A little drag there.
He was trying to take a little piece of your action.
Jack's right here. See him on, Mike?
Oh, yeah. God.
Jack Creveller, very intrigued as to what's happening with this gag.
He's being caught. Another nice fish, though.
He's going where every fish wants to go, into a 25 contender.
That's right.
One thing about these inshore grouper, Mike, see how fat that fish is and how well filled out he is?
Yeah. All them pinfish down there, right?
Healthy. A lot of it's shrimp.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've played countless numbers of these fish, and a lot of times we see a lot of crustaceans, a lot of shrimp.
You know, one of the things that's really cool about fishing for Gag Grouper is when that bite is on, it's really on. You know, several times I've been up here fishing and almost had the rod completely ripped out of my hand. When a Gag Grouper decides to eat your bait, a lot of times you've got to be ready to go because it's absolutely incredible. They're super tenacious. They're a great fighter. They like to eat and immediately dig. So you got to go to work on them right away. You know, they know the bottom, the layout here, obviously way better than you do. And their goal, once they realize there's a hook in their mouth, is to take you to those rocks. So it's really, really an exciting game fish full of tons of adventure. And some of those battles you win and some of them you lose. It's just a fun fish to go after.
Oh, Mike!
And he wanted it, he ate it, boy. It was sitting there all calm, and then he decided to grub out. They hit it doing 80, bro. Dude, I'm telling you what, bro, when they eat, that poor pinfish was just minding his own business, hanging out on the rock pile, and he got lumped. That's awesome. Circle hook right in the lip that time. Look at that blue on the fin there, so pretty. You know, I don't know that we have another fish in our estuaries that has the cool marbling on the side. You know, when you stick one of these fish and they get all lit up and they come to the surface, they just have that beautiful marbled side to them. And each one's a little different, you know. Some of them are a little greener, some of them are a little browner and tanner. It's a really, really beautiful, beautiful fish, you know. And if you look in their mouth, they got those teeth and their eyes are kind of close together and they look at you really mean because they're not happy because you just stuck them. And it's just a really, really fun fish to target and go after. And I don't know anybody on the west coast of Florida that goes after them any better, catches any more of them than Capt Clay Scheidler.
Good one, Mike.
That sure is good something. Almost pulled me in the drink.
I like it.
I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, this one's a little better.
I think we made it.
I think. Or maybe it's just, it's not bad.
That was a good fish.
Not bad.
Certainly a nice one.
Look at the colors, man. They're so beautiful. Come here, pumpkin. Come to me. Woo! Because he's like, I will kick your butt. It's a nice fish.
I looked over and he had that rod straightened out.
Yeah, he sure did. Almost pulled me in the drink. And again, like you said, this fishery is so healthy. The fish are so strong. They got shoulders on them. I mean, there's actual weight to this fish. And this fish is 23 inches. I knew that was coming, dude. Hey gang, this week's tip of the week, I want to talk to you about choosing the right electronics for you, your boat, and how you fish. For me, it's Raymarine, and Raymarine's the clear choice because they not only have a great GPS, which allows me to run around sometimes in low light conditions, things like that, run around safely. They've got the Navionics chip that you can use them, so the detail is really, really impeccable. They've also got great sonar. You know, I don't fish super deep water a lot, but when I do, I need stuff to work right. What I really love about Raymarine is the 3D real vision, and it's given me a full map layout of the bottom of Boca Grande Pass, and it's showing me not only fish, but where the fish are in the water column, whether the fish are suspended, whether they're on the bottom, whether they're a little thicker to the left, a little thicker to the right. Again, one of the nice parts about the Raymarine, you can set up your sonar screen so you have sonar, you have 3D real vision, and your side imaging all on one screen. So take a look at Raymarine when you go to upgrade your electronics, or if you're going to buy a boat, you're looking at electronics. I don't think you'd be disappointed. Raymarine has done me right. Years and years ago, it was one of the tougher machines to use. They've made it a lot easier today. I think you'll like it. Check out Raymarine at a dealer near you. Get him, dog. Looks like a good fish, got a good bend in the rod. You know, one of the blessings of this gig for me is getting to fish with some of the best of the best. And the one thing that they seem to all have in common is they all pay attention to the details. Just a little bitty nick in your leader and Clay immediately wanted you to change it up. You know, he's been doing this for a long time, and you know, when that 30, 35-inch grouper finally does eat, you don't want to be the guy that didn't retie that one time that you had that nick in it. And grouper are one of those fish that your tackle has to be spot on. If you try to go at grouper with half-hearted tackle, it's not going to work out in your favor. It's a vicious, vicious game fish. When they eat, it's game on, and you got to be ready to go, and so does your tackle.
So Mike, what we're doing is we're just anchored up right next to a little rock pile here in about 12 foot of water, and there's a pretty good variety of fish that hang out around these rocks.
Okay.
Cobia in the fall like this, we have a lot of jack crevalle, sharks, and of course there's always grouper around as well too. And we're gonna be fishing with your...
We're armed pretty heavy.
Bull Bay 8 foot, I would say beef stick spinning rod. But they're the 30 to 50 pound class.
I always tell people when we come up here grouper fishing, we're actually using my tarpon rods. These are the same rods that I tarpon fish with, so.
We hope there'll be enough.
Yeah, I hope there'll be enough.
We're gonna get some work out of these spin fishers, that's for sure.
It's all good, all good. 5,500 spin fishers, 50-pound braided line. What'd you put on there for leader?
I've got 80 fluoro.
Okay.
Just seems to work pretty well. You know, if you get a shark on, you can still land them most of the time. They won't get through it on you. And we've got, of course,
6-aught circle hooks.
6-aught circle hook.
Uh-oh. Get him, dog, get him, dog. There you go. Atta boy.
See him cut up currently?
Yeah, I saw him. Mine was acting a little crazy. That's a little better fish.
Fish underneath them.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's a real big one. That's a real big fish.
That's a real big one.
God.
Oh, you just pulled it.
Of course he did.
That was a big one, boy.
Well, that means there's a big one down there. That was a dandy. That's a good one right there, buddy.
I think that one might be joining us for dinner.
This one too, maybe.
You're a long way from the structure. You're in the structure, man. Good fish.
Yeah, this one's a good one.
I don't think that's the daddy we saw.
No, I don't think so either. This one ain't quite as good as yours.
Nice fish, though.
But not bad.
In there.
It's a cool fish, man.
Beautiful fish.
They just hard punch a bait. I mean, when they get turned on and they light one up, it's pretty impressive. Get out of there. Had to splash me.
Always.
Every time. You know, it's one of the nice things about offshore fishing here on Florida's Gulf Coast is you just don't know what you're going to catch. You know, we caught bluefish today, Spanish mackerel, we caught some cobia, although they were short, and lots of gag grouper. So it's really, really a special estuary. These rock piles just offer such an incredible sanctuary for so many game fish. You just never know what you're going to catch out here, and that's part of the fun. That's why we do what we do. You know, one of the many things that I love about Crystal River, obviously the plantation on Crystal River, it's just such a great place to come and stay. And it doesn't matter what time of the year it is that I'm here, whether it's in the dead of winter and we're sheephead fishing, or it's in the, you know, spring and we're chasing redfish and snook and speckled trout everywhere. You know, I've shot incredible cobia shows out of this destination. It never seems to fail. This estuary is just special. I don't think there's another estuary quite like it in Florida. I know that the plantation's a great place to bring your family and come and stay. It's one of the reasons that I come here so often is because the variety of fish here, they just keep you guessing every time we come here. I brought every single rod combination I think I had to this trip, because Clay wasn't quite sure what we were going to do. So I didn't know if we were going to be red fishing in the backcountry, catching big trout on the flats, or catching grouper and cobia on the rock pile. So I just loaded the truck and headed this way, and you should do the same thing. The plantation on Crystal River is just a fantastic place to come and play and stay. Angry fish. Hey, brother. That's a heck of a day on the water right there, man.
It's been a good time.
Great times, dude. Great times.
Caught a bunch of fish.
I love this place. Never a dull moment.
That's the truth.